Look, Young Thug probation, 15-year probation, nearly revoked, bruh. He might be going back to the pen. Let's just be honest, let's just be real. This is after he put a picture of Marissa Viverito on his Twitter, and said the biggest liar in a DA's office. That's one. That's strike one. The other one is the autopsy. Autopsy said Street was shot. Look, bruh, Street, young Scooter, got stabbed by a stick. Poked him in the artery. He bled out by jumping 2 fences. They looking to put him back. Why? Because they say he violating Article 6, Section 2.3 of his deal. You know what I mean? You ain't supposed to talk like that, bro. All this wanting to still be street slime is going to get your ass in a world of trouble. That ain't you no more, Young Thug. You must change and just be an entertainer and stop trying to talk so cool and then cold, slime, or they going to throw your stupid ass back in there. Let's just be honest. Let's just be real. Y'all drop it in the comments. If he going to get what the fuck he deserves if he keep talking like he just got to be Mr. Cool. It don't work like that once you own them papers. Real shit, you were ready to sign them papers. If you was anything like got it, you would have just chilled for a minute and you wouldn't have been on that. But right now, you can't talk like you been talking, son. Yeah, they gonna spank that ass, belt to ass moment for Young Thug if he don't shut the fuck up. But it might be too late already. I'm just being honest, I'm just being real. Y'all drop it in the comments. Scores from the playground. Look, Drake allowed access to Kendrick Lamar record deal. They want to see the particulars. Look, UMG called it a waste of time because they say allowing him access to sensitive material because of the validity of the lawsuit. But a judge slammed his gavel down and ruled different, dog. Yeah, they want to say, he say, now it's finally time to see what UMG was so desperately trying to hide. What did you promise him? Did you tell him all these tunes was going to be inflated because of payola and bots or what? They just want to know. Look, I don't know what's going to come of this, but in the next diss songs, I'm pretty sure we're going to hear something that K-Dot didn't sign that makes him look less than what people may think of him. Y'all drop it in the comments, but this lawsuit ain't going nowhere. Yeah, it ain't going nowhere, man. They called that man a pedophile, and that's something he gonna have to eat, bro. You gonna have to eat them words. Yeah, everything, all money ain't good money. Put it like that. On top of that, the song was alright, but K-Dot used 5 writers, bro. It just kind of hit different. Y'all drop it in the comments, man. Scores from the playground. Look, Diddy earns a new South Park episode. Look, season 27 of South Park kicking off this summer, and who is a special guest? A special, yeah, it looked like a special guest because he flying on jetpacks with the MDC orange jumpsuit on and everything, the Diddler. Yeah, the Diddler has earned him a few episodes on this new season. Look, y'all drop it in the comments. Once South Park start talking about it, you know, they kind of like what the Simpsons do, bro. They, once they put you in the episode, it ain't even defamation no more. It's true. You know what I mean? Real shit. Everything they saying about Diddy is true. They just trying to see was it criminal or not. Was these people down with the freak-offs? Or did he coerce them into it by the drug, Vaseline, baby oil, and all type of other shit? You know what I mean? Jiggle got something to worry about you. Yeah, Jiggle got something to worry about too. It's like 10 other cases on Diddy that they want that boy on the chopping block. Let's just be honest. Let's just be real. He did the fucking victory lap way too fast. Yeah, buddy. And they want his ass for it. Look, y'all drop it in the comments. But Diddy will be featured on season 27 of South Park. Look, Chance the Rapper sued for $3 million. Look, his ex-manager suing him for $3 million over unpaid commission in 2020. They've been fighting for this for years. Fired him after he released the Big Day album in 2019. The judge denied his motion for summary of judgment. Means they will be going to trial on this $3 million. You know what I mean, bro? You gotta look out for the people that help you get to where you want it to be. You know, I'm gonna say that again, bro. You gotta look out for the people that help you get to where you want it to be, because without them pulling them strings, bro, you never know if you may have been able to get in them rooms that they help you get in, bro. Let's just be honest. Let's just be real. Chance the Rapper, this ain't looking good, bro. The divorce, you on a nigga $3 million. You know what I mean? You was so buddy with Kanye West. Like, man, come on, my nigga. Maybe you just don't really know people like you think you do. Cause I thought Chance the Rapper was friendly. Until I seen him in Barbados or something on them hoes. Real shit. Y'all drop it in the comments, man. Scars from the playground. Look, Charlamagne the God throwing shots at Kanye West. He say Kanye said Jigga made more of his catalog than he does. He say he heard from a reputable source that Jay doesn't own Kanye's masters, his catalog. He's just playing victim for sympathy. Look, bro, you don't know what the fuck you talking about. You don't be knowing everything, CTG. The man say if Jigga don't own his catalog, he don't know who does. And he talking about like this Ace to the Izzo and all type of other shit he done help produce and shit too, bro. He want percentages of that he ain't really just been paid out for. Look, like I said, that man say he don't know who owns his masters. You know what I mean? Drop it in the comments. Could be he wasn't really worried about it. He was more worried about getting into the game. Once they sign you, bro, you'll be surprised. They got you for about 50, 60 years. Yeah, I don't think he does own his masters. Y'all drop it in the comments. Look, 50 Cent throwing shots at Floyd Mayweather. This is after Lil Meech was photoed, slumped over, allegedly high on whippets, bro. Let's just be honest, let's just be real. Where he say, look, Floyd, and Rick, this goes to Rick Ross too. He say, look, help him out. Help him. You know, you guys knew what you was doing. Now you just gonna leave him out there on his own? Come on, man. Come on, it ain't supposed to be like that. I already told you he had a problem. Look, 50 Cent sent Lil Meech allegedly to rehab a long time ago. When he kept showing up to the scene fucked up. Couldn't even work right because he was all fucked up on the whippets and shit, bro. Whippets falling out his car. He done spent $5 million on whippets, Zaza and Chrome Heart. Apparently, look, bro, if you ain't got the money to buy 10, 20 pairs of them Chrome Hearts, they go for 10,000. If you ain't got the money to buy 10, 20 pairs, don't even buy one. You're living like the Joneses, you know what I mean? Yeah, you don't want to do that, fam, because you'll go broke. But look, Lil Meech ain't stopping. 50 got a way of making shit popular, bro. What season, little nigga? The season that's coming on, you know what I mean? The season that's just about to come out, season 4, when they're going to Mexico and shit. Well, probably unarguably one of the best seasons ever, because you done brought so much attention to Big Meech and Lil Meech. That season, nigga. 50 Cent character just like everybody else, fam. 50 ain't gonna let that show go knowing it's making that much motherfucking money and he wanna be on a television. Best thing he got smoking right now. Raising Canaan, yeah, that's straight. That's straight. But seeing that Lil Meech and Big Meech story, BMF, just knowing it's based off of real events, bro. Everybody fucking with that. You can't take that show out of Atlanta. Nigga, you might as well shouldn't have touched it if you was gonna fuck with it like that. Let's just be honest, let's just be real. Take your emotions out this shit like Spider Loke say. Facts over feelings, baby. Squads from the playground, man. Kanye West gives Will Smith his flowers. This is after that Lyrical Lemonade freestyle, bro. That lunch break freestyle. I gotta admit, I'd like to slam him. You know what I mean? Cause Will be with that man-on-man shit. But if I'm being honest, man, Will on go. Yeah, Will on go. If you heard the freestyle, the nigga spitting for an old nigga. Let's just be honest. Let's just be real. Look, he say Will is one of his biggest inspirations because he became the biggest movie star, married a bad bitch, and raised brilliant children. And still got that drive in him. You know what I mean? Yeah, slapped the shit out of Chris Rock. They canceled him out of there. He ain't stopping. Why? Because Will Smith is popping. He's been popping for a minute, bro. Once you become celebritized at the level of Will Smith, bro, ain't nothing could stop you. Only you could stop you. Yeah, if he was to stop working, but man, you see Denzel Washington 73. Will Smith got another 23 to go. Let's just be honest. Let's just be real. Y'all drop it in the comments, man. Scars from the playground. LeBron James facing new allegations. Let's just go ahead and put that out there. Allegedly, this new victim say he turned his doorknob, Vaseline, drugged him. You know, he passed out, transported here, went through a quick tunnel, forced to put on a penis mask and be paraded around people like LeBron James, Beyonce, Jay-Z was there, allegedly. Y'all drop it in the comments. Beyonce wasn't with it. She from Houston. She said, what the fuck is this white man doing dancing in here half naked, allegedly. But look, LeBron James was there, bro. Allegedly, he was a peeping Tom. Now, this lawsuit goes, this one is very detailed. Look, I would like to think LeBron James was a good old American boy and just playing the basketball. But we seen how he was wigging out at them Diddy parties. Bro didn't even know where he was half the time. He was just rapping. You know what I mean? Maybe he didn't know what was going on. But this ain't saying LeBron James touched him. Just saying LeBron James was at that party. You know what I mean? Bro, drop it in the comments. They already said LeBron James was wailing in Miami or something playing basketball. Everybody know these PJs go everywhere. Anytime you want him, they gonna fly. Let's just be honest. Let's just be real on that one. I'm not saying LeBron is guilty, fam. I'm just saying, like, he was partying with them people. We cannot say LeBron James wasn't partying with the dealer. I think we can all agree on that. Y'all drop it in the comments, man. Scars from the playground. Look, Kanye West throwing shots at J. Cole. Look, I hate to even report this one, my nigga, but he say he hate Cole so much. He say he an industry plant just like Duckworth. If he would have dissed Drake, he would have been at the Super Bowl performing, in a halftime performance only. SZA wouldn't have saved his ass. Yeah, he ain't got no song with SZA, so it wouldn't have been slightly okay. But look here, bro. He say no one listens to J. Cole when they lose their virginity. Bro, look here, man. I don't know why Cole ever dropped that song. For me, it was always weird. Y'all drop it in the comments. I'm just being honest. I'm just being real. Kanye got a point in this, but he say giving Cole a platform ruins hip-hop. Look, I totally disagree with that. Totally disagree. Why? He the upper echelon, bro. Let's just be honest. Let's just be real. Niggas ain't just fucking with Cole like that, bro. Drop it in the comments. Nigga told me Freddie Gibbs was harder than J. Cole. Nigga, that's cap. Y'all drop it in the comments. Kanye West doing what Kanye do, but he just mad cause his music ain't doing what it used to. Yeah, it ain't about shit these days, bro. And the Bully album is out, despite what everybody's saying, like, oh, it was just a teaser. Nah, bro, yeah, of course it's gonna be a teaser when you see it wasn't a pleaser. Y'all drop it in the comments, dog. Scars from the playground. Look, Soulja Boy denies sexual allegations. Look, a lot of people ain't heard of this. They thought they were over, but he just testified on his own behalf, dog. Y'all drop it in the comments. The boy say the victim was into it. He say she never said stop, no, don't. It was more like no, don't stop. He say he asked her if she wanted to get down. She said yes, and it seemed like she was into it. When the judge asked him, did you beat the shit out of her? He said, of course not. And that sounds disgusting. Look, y'all drop it in the comments. I don't know what's gonna become of old Soulja Boy, but I will tell y'all this, bro. It's the old sin. Everything that happens in the dark will come to the light. Now, if this is another sham, we will find out soon. But right now, hey, they in court behind this. You know what I mean? I'm obliged to believe the victim. Yeah, I'm obliged to believe the victim, bro. I'm with the victims. Drop it in the comments, bro. Y'all might call me ignorant for it, but I'm raising daughters, man. Truth of the matter. If they say it happened, I'm obliged to believe it happened, unless you prove otherwise. But all that she wanted it and no, don't stop. Man, come on, man, nigga. Don't make no game of it. This ain't that, Soulja Boy. Y'all drop it in the comments, man. Why would he even go against Marlon Wayans if he had all this shit going on? That was kind of weird. Y'all drop it in the comments, man. Scars from the playground. Anthony Edwards paid $1 million in child support. Look, he got the wrong person pregnant. Let's just say that. He got the wrong person pregnant. It wasn't planned. It was supposed to be $5,000 a month for child support. $5,000 a month. The man say, fuck that, hell to the no. He went $5,000 a month times 18 years, came out to $1,080,000. You know what I mean? $1,080,000. He paid that. Hey, take that, don't ask me for shit. Look, bro, that's only half the job. I'm gonna tell him like that, bro. Salute you for being able to pay that. At least they don't have to ask you nothing right here, but you're going to have to pay a little something on the back end, and you're going to have to give a little time. Why, bro? You made it, man. You've already made it. Once you did your thing in that, your thing in it, and the baby came out. Now you got to take care of that, bro. Because like I said, you're successful, and you have no excuses. Y'all drop it in the comments. Like I said, $1 million. Before this over with, nigga, you're going to pay at least 10. Drop it in the comments, man. Scores from the playground. Antonio Brown throwing shots at Dave Blunt. He say, boy, that boy is like a refrigerator that can't even wipe his own ass. You can't even wipe his own ass properly. While everybody's saying this boy here the next coming of Big Mo, man, that nigga nothing more than a copycat. Let's just be honest. Let's just be real. It don't matter if you feel like you knew Big Mo or not. You didn't see him. Let's just be honest. Let's just be real. Look, Antonio Brown said the man need to put down the cup. Look, it didn't got way too far. He should have never picked that motherfucker up, bro. That nigga is killing himself, and the fans are just watching it. Performing with an oxygen tank. Look, Dave Blunt responded. He say, nigga, I'll pull up by myself. All I need is the low. Look, bro, that must be a joke. Yeah, it must be. You can't even stand up that long, nigga. What are you gonna bite him at the ankles? If he does. Big boy probably got a hell of a grip. You know what I mean? Yeah. Big boy probably got a hell of a grip. Don't got to swing no punches. All they got to do is do a whole lot of biting. Y'all drop it in the comments, man. Shout out Antonio Brown, bro. Don't worry about that nigga, man. Yeah, don't worry about that nigga, bro. Going over there punching him, feel like punching a pack of meat. You going to feel like Rocky Balboa. And you ain't going to do nothing but give him a heart murmur or something. Man, leave that alone. Yeah. Leave that alone. That shit going to put you straight in prison. Drop it in the comments, man. Scores from the playground. Dave Blunt, put down a cup, big boy. Yeah, put down that motherfucking cup. That ain't for you. I wouldn't even have the heart to watch this man sip a cup. If I seen him sipping a cup, I'm gonna go knock that bitch out his hand, bro. That's what you gotta do with people like that. You can't watch nobody do they stuff like that. Just to try to act like Big Mo, bro. Y'all drop it in the comments, man. Dude, it's a clown. Dude, it's a total fucking shit show. No go. Scores from the playground. Y'all drop it in the comments, fam. Kanye West throwing shots at Virgil. Look, Mr. Off-White, man, that man dead and gone. But look here, Kanye West brought it up. He said, imagine a nigga stealing your dream and being able to wear your crown all because he didn't wear the MAGA hat. See, a lot of people don't know. He was the creative. Virgil was the creative director at Donda. You know what I mean? Left that, started Off-White. Then he became the artistic director of Louis Vuitton. Look, that was Kanye West's dream job. Kanye say he was nothing more than a backstabbing ass nigga. You know, and look, bro, they met way back then too, bro. They met when they were both thinking about ideas on leather joggers and all type of shit. They got a history, you know what I mean? A lot of people don't know the things that go on behind the scenes, but everything Kanye West be talking about, look, it actually fucking checks out, which is crazy. But come on, man, that man dead and gone, man. You gotta respect it, man. Come on, man. You starting to be like Charleston White. Y'all drop it in the comments, man. Scores on the playground. Jay-Z denies involvement in this new Diddy lawsuit. Look, the victim, a male victim, said after Diddy took him, he was forced to be paraded around for everybody's enjoyment in a penis face costume. Look, bro, that's fucking weird. You know what I mean? Fucking weird. But out of all people he said was in attendance, LeBron James allegedly, Beyonce, and Jay-Z, man, come on, nigga, that's his brother. Yeah, they was everywhere, bro. I'm obliged to believe this happened. Like, a lot of this shit sound like it's made up, bro, but this is Hollywood. They doing weird shit. That's why they call it Hollywood, fam. But, yeah. Allegedly, Sean Carter, big nose there, were over there looking at that man pecker while he was wearing a fake pecker on his face. So, bro, all this little shit weird, dog. It's provocative. It keeps the people going. I don't like to report this type of shit, but unfortunately, I have to. You've put me in a bad position, Mr. Sean Carter. You know what I mean? Real shit, Mr. Sean Carter. We already know how Diddy get down, and Diddy been getting down like that for years. Allegedly, why he got fired from the first fucking position. You know what I mean? They caught him with a mind. If you knew all this about Diddy, why were you hanging with that man like that? You know what I mean? Yeah, why were you hanging? Y'all was talking face to face. Tall boys and ass pats. Bro, y'all, that's his brother. Whether y'all like it or not, nigga, drop it in the comments. Scars from the playground, man.
If they throw it, I'ma catch it to play the game like Tetris. I'm one of a kind rap, people tell me I'm a clip. I've been working 24 hours, summertime to winter. I ain't really at the chill, it gotta be about business. Big
UMG offered Drake $250 million to settle this lawsuit, the whole Kendrick Lamar lawsuit over the pedophile shit. Look, this is after he was able to gain access to Kendrick Lamar record deal to see what he was hiding. Bro, look, I told everybody, this thing has legs and it's gonna walk for as long as it can until it gets settled. These people are trying to settle. $250 million is not chump change. That's nearly $300 million. I told people, bro, be careful what you say on them records, my nigga, because it might come back and bite you in the ass. Drake might not even want the $250 million. At this point, bro, y'all done made bruh look so bad. It's not even about the money, it's about principle. Principles is you have to go until you get the win. Don't say he did nothing, but we just settled it outside of court. Ride it till the wheels fall off, just like y'all was planning to do. Everything was good about a week ago, bruh. Let's just be honest, let's just be real. Look, y'all drop it in the comments. This is a big win for Drake. Big win for Drake, because they telling you they're guilty of something. Before it all come out, let's sell it. That's how they do, bruh. Every time. Scars from the playground, man. Drop it in the comments. Look, Drake turned down a collaboration with Kanye West. Look, Kanye said he sent him Preacher Man for his Bully album, for the intro. Drake say, bro, yay, I don't mean to crush your dreams or nothing like that, bro, but it ain't happening. You know what I mean? Look, bro, ain't nobody with the bullshit, bro. Let's just be honest. It don't matter how dope you are, my nigga. If it ain't good for business, it may never happen. You know what I mean? Kanye say, bro, he got a feeling him and Drake are gonna make a collab album before their career's over with. I don't think that is happening. What you don't understand is Drake is Jewish, bro. While you wearing everybody paint on you, what you don't understand is that is chastising. You are chastising the Jewish community, and anybody will be a sucker to stand with you that have any Jewish blood in him. Let's just be honest, let's just be real. That album is never gonna happen. Just like he denied you on that shit, like you told him, you'll never meet Bianca. What's going on now? Now they say you ain't even with Bianca. What's going on, bro? Make it make sense. Drop it in the comments, man. Shout out Drake. Drake don't need the money. Yeah, Drake don't need the money. And Drake don't even charge people for features. So he may have did it for free. But he ain't, all money ain't good money. That might have even sold the album. But no, bro. They not helping you out whatsoever until you get your ass right. You need help, man. Not professional help. You just need somebody that love you just to pull you to the side and say, bro, you ain't got to do it that way. That's all. You ain't got to do it the way you doing it. It's a better way to come to get your point across, my nigga, than dressing up like Remy from How You Learning. I'm just being honest. I'm just being real. Look, I promise to tell the truth, the whole truth, so help me God. Look, Kendrick Lamar will be a playable character on Mario Kart World. That's what they say. Well, a lot of people said though, Ray. Look, on Nintendo Switch 2, no official statement by Nintendo or any credible gaming media outlet has validated this rumor, people. Look, I think this one just sounds nice. Even the title ain't been sanctioned. You know what I mean? Look, bro, this is a kid game, man. Nigga, like, to put a rapper in it might start a little confusion. Why? Because this is not that. You know what I mean? Yeah, this ain't that. This has nothing to do with hip-hop. Now, if you think he's going to be battling Mario and become part of the franchise, I don't think this is going to happen, bro. I'm calling cap on this whole thing. Before the rumor even gets started, it didn't already grew legs, bro. But before it gets started, if they were going to add Kendrick, they would have added Drake. Let's just be honest, let's just be real. Y'all drop it in the comments, fam. Scores from the playground. Look, Kanye West responds to Adin Ross saying he needs psychiatric treatment. And look, bro, he say he just doing the same thing everybody else does on the internet. using his Twitter fingers like everybody else uses their Twitter fingers. So why would you say he needs professional help out of everybody? Look, bro, he say his problem with the Jewish community is they profit off of black on black violence and all the negative shit that goes on in the black culture. They profit from that. I would say this, bro. If you make more people millionaires and trillionaires, your people can profit for it. But somebody has to profit. Let's just be honest. Let's just be real. You can't hate on the people that's in position, bro. You got to start in your own backyard. Yeah, you got to empower your own people before you can lead your people and make it about the people to the people. Do you understand what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Most people are not gonna understand that, but it is a lot of sense in it. Let's go from the playground. Yeah, drop it in the comments, fam. Look, 50 Cent throwing shots at Lil Meech. He uploaded pictures of Lil Meech slumped over in a wheelchair. He was slumped over. A lot of people would say he was on them whippets and them old poke 30s the YNs like, but this ain't that, bro. Trust me. 50 just know how to sell things. He did the same thing with Benzino and got Benzino a lot of money on in his pocket because of it. All publicity is good publicity, but trust me, bro, that man ain't tripping like that. Why his daddy out there? Yeah, drop it in the comments. 50 say, Floyd, Rick Ross, go help him. Y'all knew what y'all was doing to him. I told y'all about him. You know what I mean? Look, I don't think this is nothing. He got the new shiesty mask on, so this ain't no BMF scene, but it ain't what you think. Lil Meech just getting kind of good at narrating. Yeah, you know y'all gonna take this and run with it, so why not get a little money on in the process? Y'all drop it in the comments, bro. Scores from the playground. Look, Playboi Carti compares himself to Lil Wayne. He say, feeling like Weezy, we already platinum in the streets. 500 units sold in 3 weeks, bro, after dropping I Am Music. That I Am Music album with 3 Kendrick Lamar features on it. Look, bro, he also Kendrick Lamar in what's unarguably one of his best years ever. Look, y'all drop it in the comments. I ain't gonna say he no Wayne now, cause Wayne wasn't wearing thongs and doing all that other hoe ass shit. You know what I mean? Busting at women and look, bro, all that shit corny. But I will say this: when it comes to numbers, that man got something going on over there. Yeah, that man got something going on over there. They was signing a petition. His fans were signing a petition to get his ass canceled, bro. Put out an album. They loved it. I don't know if it's payola or bots, but he got Wayne numbers for sure. Y'all drop it in the comments, man. Scars from the playground. Look, Shilo Sanders, $11 million in debt. For people that don't know, that's Deion Sanders' son, the star boy, the boy that's about to go to the NFL. Well, look here, bro, $11.89 million to be exact. This is from 2015. He got into an altercation with a security guard, school security guard, John Darjean. Yeah, Don Darjean sued him for causing severe and permanent damage, bro. This man was only 15 years old and did not show up to court 2022. And this was a default judgment, man. This man is in debt before he even play a game in a league, bro. They are threatening to take his Mercedes Benz because he 3 payments behind on that. Look, bro, this one is a hard situation. Yeah, this is hard, bro. I don't know what went on there, but god damn, NFL teams don't even like to hear the players and did this, bro. I didn't know nothing about this dude, bro. Drop it in the comments, man. This one crazy. 11.89. That's a lot of money on. Yeah, that's a lot of money, bro. I'm just being honest. I'm just being real. Y'all drop it in the comments, man. Scars from the playground. Look, Dave Blunt's throwing shots at Antonio Brown. He want all the smoke. All the smoke. You talking about that man is a refrigerator that can't even wipe his ass properly, bro? You went there. You say the man can't even wipe his ass properly. You know what I mean, man? That man say he want all the smoke. Drop him a low. All he needs is a low. He gonna pull up to that bitch by himself. You know what I mean, bro? This is cap. Everything about Dave Blunts is cap. Even when he say he don't know Big Mo. You know what I mean? All that shit cap, bro. Even, oh, I'm sipping the cup. Look, Antonio Brown didn't say nothing wrong. He said, big boy, put down that motherfucking cup. You shouldn't have never picked it up. Any doctor in America would have told you, bro, that ain't for you. Let's just be honest. Let's just be real. Why you think niggas that's in shape are kicking a cup, bro? You can't be 500 pounds. And stop telling me Dave Blunts is just a kid. And, bro, he's old enough to eat. He's old enough to get beat. Let's just be honest. Let's just be real. Y'all drop it in the comments, man. I promise to tell the truth, the whole truth, so help me God.
If they throw it, I'ma catch it to play the game like Tetris. I'm one of a kind rap, people tell me I'm a clip. I've been working 24 hours, summertime to winter. I ain't really at the chill, it gotta be about business.